Pod leader.
Working models who are working.
Captions crunch.
Pod leader.
Conspiracy theory. Top model math.
Pod leader.
That's not very elder.
Too small.
So nice to wear.
I guess.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pod Leadin'. That's Top Model Podcast spelled backwards. My name is JW Crump, and you girls are going to be good friends, hiking and exploring.
My name is Alexander Price, and I'm not even wearing sunscreen, and I don't care.
And I'm Hannah Jane Ginsburg, and we are friends, but that has to end now.
Oh no, this isn't the end of Pod Leadum, I hope.
But we were good friends, hiking, exploring.
But also...
Good friends and roommates, Mom.
And this is Cycle 13, the finale, titled America's Next Top Model Is, which, again...
It's fine.
Fine.
Yeah. Fine.
But I renamed it The Girl Who Thinks About Little Baby Cats. Yay. And if you want to sponsor this episode and many others, I mean, this one's already been created.
So like,
you'd be
next time.
Too late.
Yeah. But you can be the part of the creation of the high fashion cycles with a high fashion sponsorship by going to anchor.fm/podleadum. Once again, that's anchor.fm/podleadum. Also, I'm going to tell you right now, y'all, the next episode after this, little preview, we're going to be doing our mailbag episode, and we got more than ever. All right. Wow. So you can always send us an email too. If you're like, I don't want to give you money, but I want to give you my words, you can do that by podleadum@gmail.com. Now, Alexander, we had a weirdly positioned,
don't like it,
recap.
Thumbs down.
Would you please explain?
So the 13th episode of this cycle was Cycle 13 Revealed, because they put the recap episode aired the same night, but after the season.
It aired the same night?
Yes.
That's even weirder.
Here's the thing.
Like, I wonder if they rescheduled things on the CW that meant that their week had to be different. I don't know.
Here's the thing. I would have been okay with same night double episode if it was aired first.
Yes.
If it was like a recap leading up to the finale, I can like understand that.
If it was a reunion that aired the same night after the finale,
which usually serves as a recap, which would be great.
For all but a minute at the end of this episode, they should have just put this before. It makes no sense. So, Le Cycle 13 returns. Hot dish from the audition episode. Remember how we gave Tyra a lot of credit for when the the white woman that came in and was like, this is the 2 back and a forward step. And then Tyra and Miss J were like, that's the Howard. And we were like, oh, wow, Tyra has the receipts. Nope, she doesn't, because Bianca taught them that in her audition.
Just when you thought the show was as mean as they could possibly be to Bianca. Like, oh, we're actively going to take nice things away from her.
I wonder what editor was like, this will not stand.
And she called it the Queen Walk from Howard fashion shows.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
The other thing from the audition episode, you know, when they're like, and here are our 14 finalists, and then they go through Tyra calling them out from the audition episode, they just say Lisa and show her as though Lisa had been picked.
Ooh. Which is so silly because it's a fun, like, surprise in the next episode that Lisa's there and Amber's gone. Like, why erase that storyline? Everyone's got to remember.
Also, this recap, and maybe this is why they decided to show the recap after the episode, because you know who does not come across looking that great? Nicole. So she gave everyone fun nicknames in the house because she couldn't be bothered to learn their names. Lisa was Smush because of her lips, I guess, is what she said. Laura, Kentucky.
Okay,
Ray, this is where it gets wild. Ray, Athletic Blonde Mother, is her nickname.
That's not a nickname. That's a list of descriptors.
Why not just call her Mama? Like, if you have to do a nickname.
Even Blonde Mama, you could maybe get away with.
Yeah.
JW, I hope you're sitting down. I can see you. I know you're sitting down. Brittany was Creepy Mermaid Girl.
I actually love that nickname.
And then the editors do a giant question mark with a boo boo boo.
Why mermaid?
No fucking
No
clue.
context.
And
Great.
the only other nickname we learned.
Mermaids are the mathematicians of the ocean.
And Rachel was Nerdy Girl. Don't
Which
get
you would
it.
think, if anything, would have been Brittany.
Right?
Also, I think it's weird that Nicole's calling someone else Nerdy Girl.
Yes.
It sounds like her own nickname.
Brittany's
For herself.
nickname is Mathlete.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all, you thought the candy house couldn't get grosser?
Oh no.
Get GD ready. Because we see Kara and Lisa eat the floor candy in a competition. So they're like, how many can we fit in our mouths? And I think Kara won with 5. And then Aaron just is walking by and they're like, Aaron, play this competition. And Aaron's like, oh, it's a competition? And she shoves 6 in her mouth.
Erin is going to Erin. She managed to elbow both of them somehow.
Some people just don't know how to eat.
We learned that Aaron and Ray were best friends in the house.
Aw.
And then Ray fucking hated Nicole because Nicole didn't know how to take care of herself. So we see Ray teach Nicole how to
Mom energy.
scramble eggs. And by teach, I mean cook eggs for Nicole, because Nicole dumped eggs on a griddle and then just tried to like pull them with a spatula, with a wooden spoon.
Okay, so to be fair, Ray's frustration feels justified in this
Heard.
moment.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm still rooting for our bonus egg contest.
Yes.
I was about to say, Hannah, you noted how good the eggs were for Laura's birthday. I think Ray was there like, look, before I leave, everyone
I
needs to know how to
don't
make
want
eggs.
you to die. So let's cook some eggs.
This is my favorite Ray moment is Ray's cooking eggs for her. And Nicole comes up and she's like, I really want to help. And Ray just goes, go eat your eggs before they get cold. And she's like washing dishes.
Full mom. I love it.
Ray's like, this is my me time, Nicole. So you just go sit and eat your eggs.
1 glass of red wine and a half read book.
We knew that Bianca was religious. What we didn't know is that meant that she did not like that Brittany wasn't religious.
Oh, interesting.
And she called Brittany satanic and demonic. And then guess who stood up for Brittany? Jennifer. Jennifer was like, you shouldn't say that about people. And Bianca's like, it's not about you. Stay out of this. And she's like, well, I don't like you saying that about people. Like, fuck off. So it was a great
Jen.
Jennifer moment.
I do just love the layers that Brittany is being given by this recap episode. Satanic, mermaid.
Creepy.
Which, if you think about her, where is she now?
Her art,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. We see Laura making all sorts of food. Laura was clearly making the house food. Ribs, pancakes in the shapes of stars, bacon and eggs,
Baby.
everything.
I love her.
And then there was a scene where Ray is eating a kiwi, peel and all.
Oh.
I have tried this. It's really fucking gross. Laura is looking at her like, what are you doing? And she's like, it's fine. And then she's like, here, take a bite. It tastes like an apple, which a kiwi does not taste like an apple.
No.
And then Laura leans in to take it and she goes, oh, the fur touched my tongue. The fur.
Correct
The fur.
response.
Yes. We see even more ants than we thought.
Oh no, but Laura's cleaning those up every day.
Yeah. Aaron also is like, this house is gross. There's candy everywhere, is what Aaron says.
I'm telling y'all, even though the house, because of the candy by Top Model Production, was made gross, I also think they fully came up with that whole you're closed down storyline for the Hawaii reveal, because they were like, production was like, you know what's so fun? This house is gross.
There were so many ants in Bianca's purse.
Oh.
Oh no, that's where you keep your mints.
Yep. And the only person we see cleaning is Jennifer.
Imagine pulling out the portfolio. It's just covered in ants.
Oh, that's when we did a A National Geographic ad with ants? Jennifer was constantly cleaning and taking out the trash, and she requested a vacuum from production. They did not give it to her, so she was cleaning the carpet with duct tape wrapped around her hand.
Oh my God.
Can I say, I don't know why, but I remember that clip and was surprised I didn't see it in the episode proper. Like, that is burned into my mind because she literally, she's like rolls it around her hand. And then I remember her literally being like, do you want me to tape your floor? Like going around and being like, it's tape time.
Yeah.
You have to be both so disgusted and so bored.
To do that? Yes.
Yeah.
Remember how in the dance challenge with Little Mama and Benny Ninja, we're like, why are the Jabberwockies there and yet you don't teach them anything? That's because they went into the rooms and taught them dances.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's good though.
But
were those dances used or?
A little bit, the cartwheel and stuff.
Okay.
But there was a toothpick in the carpet at that dance rehearsal that got stuck in Brittany's foot. So I like to say OSHA violation.
Also good for Brittany for powering through. Mm-hmm. I mean, she shouldn't have had to, but I didn't notice, her whining about that because she's 21.
Yeah.
She said it. She gets it.
During the ant challenge, not the ants crawling around their candy house, but with ants, the interview with Lara Spencer.
Very confusing though, Alexander, to be fair.
I know. I'm sorry, I didn't say ant. Brittany was paired with Rob with two B's, an unpredictable actor. Okay. Sunday had Marcus, the snobby actor. And Jennifer had Betty, the disengaged actress with a fake cigarette. Perfect.
Did as we predicted, because I remember we were like, I bet
Brittany
and Jen did pretty. Okay, so all of them just did good. That's why they're edited out.
Exactly.
Fine. Yeah.
We have an Erin crying montage with sad clown music, including her saying, I'm doing really well here on the phone while crying.
So Erin, I love that.
Okay. And I feel like the listeners are going to call me out. Because remember how I hated so much the fact that they got zero scuba instruction when they were in Hawaii?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
In the recap, they show when they arrived in Hawaii, two dudes came over with a scuba. And they went into the pool and they were given quote unquote lessons. They did not. They did not get a 2-day certification. They did not do extra training with Sunday because she had asthma. But the show put this in here to be like, see, we gave them lessons. And then Brittany flashed one of the instructors because her top fell down.
I'm of two minds. I mean, they still should have obviously gotten way more / not done that photo shoot. I am at least glad there was something more. It wasn't quite as
there was
bad.
anything. But if you're going to do anything, why not just do it correctly?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why I never get anything done, Hannah, in my life. I'm just like, guys, if I can't do this perfect, no.
I'm not asking for perfection. I am asking for basic safety standards.
It was canon that no HAPA shoot happened. And they make it seem like Brittany went home because she couldn't balance on a surfboard.
Which is so funny because she was like the second best in that, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
We learned a really cute thing. There was a cat that came into the house in Hawaii.
Oh my God.
Named Roger, Tyron and all.
Oh my God.
Sunday was so excited that even when she left, she was like, I'm going to steal that cat.
Roger. What
Roger
is
the cat.
name?
It was, they came in one day and she's like, is there a cat in here? Is there a cat in here? Also, the bugs followed them to Hawaii because in Hawaii, Jennifer made deviled eggs.
They got in their purses.
They made deviled eggs. And then in the chili powder were red bugs.
Oh.
And they were on top of the eggs.
This is like comical amount of bugs. That's like ridiculous.
Yeah. Seems like an actual prank and not a gentle one.
Yeah.
We get a sex talk for Nicole from Laura and Erin.
Perfect.
Yeah, that feels right.
You're getting both ends of the spectrum, I feel like.
And then we get this whole thing where it seems like Laura and Nicole are like super heavily flirting because at one point Nicole's like, oh, are you going to kiss me? And Laura's like, I'll kiss you. And Nicole's like, and then it's like, hey, we should wrestle. And Laura's like, I will destroy you. And Nicole's like, we also learned that Jen beat literally all the girls at arm wrestling. Jen was just the arm wrestling championship of the house. Basically, the heroes of the recap: Jennifer, Laura, great TV, Aaron, villain, Nicole and Bianca. From the recap.
And apparently Brittany's a full vampire.
Full vampire.
There should be one vampire in every top model house.
Oh. Speaking of, like, you know, you're talking about pretending that one shoot didn't happen.
Yeah.
The recap for the whole, like, here's our now top 2 finalists, where they're like, here's the journey. They both add and delete plot lines from this in a ridiculous way, because the most egregious is they act like Nicole failed that first CoverGirl commercial. They insert a clip of her like shaking and doing this, and they're like, can her personality do it? And I'm like, she has already proven this storyline. And I get that, like, it's tough for them to not just edit, Nicole's been pretty perfect. Will she still be perfect? Like, I get that that's not exciting.
But is she nice?
And then they add, like, was Laura... Like, I'm asking the two of you, was Laura that good of a walker? I'm not saying she was shown to be bad, but they act like that was her thing.
They spent no time on walking.
0. Well, I mean, they had a terrible runway in their house, too. They were going to slip on candy if they practiced.
But they literally ask, can Laura overcome her obstacles again? This is not a journey. They've already done everything that the show has asked them to do.
Yeah.
And they make it very clear that they're like, we're not the ones concerned with the dyslexia. She is. Because
that was such a weird choice.
Oh, my Lord.
Because they're like, the judging panel is concerned if Laura can look great in front of them, and Laura is concerned about her dyslexia. And I'm like, no, literally talk for Laura in this recap.
Also, my big question mark, and this is through the whole episode, why will they not tell us the name of Laura's town?
Why?
Why is it just the entire state of Kentucky?
Interesting. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, we get Louisville, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm going to say right now, I know that some towns spelled like that do pronounce it Louisville, but anytime Louisville is all I see.
And then if you're way down south, it's Louisville.
Yeah. Oh,
Louisville.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a town name you swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Just Kentucky, including from Laura. I'm from a small town. Never says the name of the town.
Maybe she's from Louisville. So they're from Louisville and Louisville.
Or even better, maybe it's called Smalton.
Smalton.
She's actually saying it. Smalton, Kentucky. And we're like, small town? No, Smalton.
Smalton.
You know, Smalton.
There is so much look out over the view talk. Passive where it's like, I'm on a bridge. I'm on the top of a mountain. I'm looking in the water. This whole episode.
One episode devoted to the top 2 just is not the correct call.
Yeah, there's one or two things that I like about it, which we'll get to because they don't come until way later. But we talked about it. We didn't like the whole, eliminating Aaron and Jennifer, only having a top 2. And I have the least notes I've ever had about this episode. Yeah. And I'm going to say, even though there was nothing bad about this episode, it was probably, for me, one of the more boring ones that I've ever watched. Like, there was like a whole 2 to 3 minute span every so often where I'm like, oh, I didn't take a note.
Yeah.
It was weird because they just keep repeating the same story. And Nicole and Laura are game players, and they have to figure out what their story is. And they're like, and I'm going to give it to you again. Give it to you again.
Yeah. I know it was my opening quote, but Nicole taunting Laura.
I know, right?
In the pool.
What a choice. Crispy Laura.
I'm not even wearing it. I don't care. I'm not going to burn.
Also, what was going on? There was definitely a hose in that pool that seemed like they were putting just water into a hole in the ground in real time.
I feel like the pool temperature was not correct for them, and so they were trying to put colder water in.
Oh, interesting.
Poor crispy Laura.
Now she's boiling on top of it. Oh, we should talk. We get a lot of photos, more than normal, of our top 2, like from back in the day, like
Mm,
growing up.
More than normal for one of them.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I want to say right now, this cap and gown photo of Laura is gorgeous.
Yeah.
She looks good in all of her casual photos.
But this cap and gown one, that smile, the wind in the hair, I'm like, well, this is amazing.
It also really bothered me that Laura refers to her grandmom, who is then Tyroned as grandma.
Yeah. What about 14th or 15th contestant Wanda Sue?
Yeah, we know her name too.
Who Tyra will later call grandmama.
Let me ask y'all, because I do think that everyone has kind of different nicknames for their grandparents. What were, if you can just do it for your grandmother, what did you call yours?
I had a grandmom on one side.
Okay.
And mom on the other.
Mom. Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had grandma and granddad for my dad's family. And then because my mother is Persian, it was Mama Jean and Baba.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then my great grandmother on that side was Mama Goli. So that's like what my fam wants. Is like the grandma is always like Mama their name. So like my mom to my kids will probably be like Mama Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's fascinating. I had a nanny was my grandma, and then my great grandmother was Meemaw, which is just
so southern,
the southernest, and I loved it so much.
Was it Peepaw too?
I didn't know him, so I didn't have a name for him, but I mean, I would hope so. I would hope
that would be what it would be.
And it was contentious in our family because my nanny became a great grandparent before she passed. So my mom was like, "I am Nana. She is Nanny. I'm claiming Nana right now. I do not," because my mom was like, "I don't want the same thing. I don't want the same."
You know what's funny about, you said nanny, and that just triggered. When I was a baby, I used to call my mother, before I could really speak, my mom was Nanny, and my dad was Danny. So it was Nanny and Danny.
Nanny and Danny.
I'd watch the cartoon. Give it to me.
I loved Laura telling Nicole that she thought she was sneaky.
Although it sounded like stinky to me, and I will take either.
Well, it's funny because they keep talking to each other about each other throughout the whole thing. And Laura wants to tell the audience Nicole's personality stinks. Like, we have so much talking head from Laura being like, "Hey, y'all, I know she's got better pictures, but have you met her?"
She just can't relate to people.
Why was Laura dressed as a flight attendant who just joined the Mile High Club? Like disheveled suit and scarf.
The time revolt was insanity.
First of all, the sound cue for the tie revolt came once it was closed already, which was such a crazy choice.
They got complaints from the neighbors.
And then we get the
just like, is that the bankable salt? Bankable ball again?
I just hear it sometimes.
It is 4 a.m.
Then we get our tire mail. If a model falls in the forest, will anybody hear it? And Nicole immediately thinks they're about to get murdered.
Yes.
Well, sure.
She looks at Laura like, "Do we need to run? Is your go bag packed?"
And then my favorite moment of the entire cycle happens when they realize they have scripts. They do a silly moment where they like read the line at the same time that's nothing and start reading the scripts. And Nicole, before we see the script, says, "Note the first line is in Hawaiian." And I was like, Nicole, what a weird way to word that. And then you see the script and it says, "Note the first line is in Hawaiian." So she was reading the fact that they pointed that out, even though it's so clearly in Hawaiian.
Not just that. So I glimpsed. Remember how last episode I saw 2 of the 3 quotes for Nicole's picture?
Sure.
It was danger in the eye, tenderness, mystery, and blank, all wrapped into one. The blank was sadness.
Oh.
And get ready. The first word was volcane credible. Volcane credible. Not even a pun. Volcane credible.
Sometimes a poor man too needs to be a poor man don't. I just woo boy.
But it makes it sound like it's saying fucking credible.
I mean, that's how I would describe our fashion show later. So
well,
True. We get to see the full script. I didn't write it down, but we get like a full in-focus page shot.
I did. Kuika Paiva. Here's one for your eyes. CoverGirl Lash Blast. Double your lash size, double the drama. But there's just no double for this, because CoverGirl has the original big no-wire brush. So for sweeping views, it's the one to choose. Get your lash blast on and say aloha world with big, bold, look at me lashes from Easy Breezy Beautiful. CoverGirl.
Great read. Nonsensical copy.
The
As
grammar
always.
police need to be called ASAP.
There's just here's one for your eyes.
Well,
There's always a sentence.
You imagine if Aaron had made it to the top 3 and was like, here's one for your eyes.
well, it makes it even more ridiculous when you know what it's translated to. It's supposed to, if you like dramatic views, here's one for your eyes. But I don't think that was clear, even though they wrote translation. Because
It's meant to be like a pun.
Especially, that's just not the way you talk about a view. It's like, oh, my eyes are longing for a view. That's not how people speak.
CoverGirl is very consistent. They always have 1 or 2 lines that are like, oh, that's actually pretty clever. And then they have 1 or 2 lines that are always like, but no one's ever spoken like that.
You mean, but there's just no double for this. What the hell does that mean?
Meaning there's nothing like it. I get it conceptually. It's just, again, it's worded super strangely. But then there are ones like, and I don't know if this is, I think it's a well-known enough word that it's not appropriative, but I like this. So say aloha world. I was like, that's cute. Yeah. That's fine.
The funniest thing about it to me is that it makes it seem like using this mascara will give you better eyesight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think that's true.
Yeah.
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 So they arrive at set. And did Mr. J steal this coat from Bianca's collection?
It gets
The collars are high.
even worse when Tiana arrives. And this pink and green on the screen.
15th contestant, Tiana.
Y'all.
This pink and green on screen at the same time almost blew out my flat screen television.
This section of the episode, just so many things. First of all, we get an ADR for Mr. J. And whatever he said, it took much longer than the ADR, because then we have a full 5 seconds of Laura silently laughing, which was my favorite part of the episode.
He's also 10 yards away from them.
Mm-hmm. We get some very interesting horror movie Blair Witch camera angles of Mr. J and Tiana when he brings her out.
Mm-hmm. And y'all, when Tiana comes in, she says the phrase, lash, blast, mascara. Can't be bothered to say the last A.
Here's the thing.
Poor Tiana is forcing out all of this copy, though.
First of all, the show is very invested in us specifically thinking that Tiana constantly gets asked for autographs.
What was that?
Don't know why, but it's a choice that was made. Secondly, Tiana needed several more takes for Lash Blast. And I'm not blaming Tiana. Who amongst us literally has not needed an extra take?
Wouldn't want a 2 or 3. I get that.
Mascara killed me.
Mascara.
Lash blast, mascara.
You can tell how tense she is about having to say Lash Blast because she does this big blink every time. And it reminds me of like when people go through movies and pick out actors who shut their eyes when they shoot fake guns.
Yes.
And that's how you know that they've never been around any kind of training with firearms. Yeah. That's how she says Lash Blast. She does a full blink every time because she's so stressed out about getting it out of her mouth.
She's been blasted in her lashes and miscared.
I want to give one small, because it's not a great episode for him, Mr. J credit. He is probably the first person who we've heard pronounce Hawaii correctly. Mm. And look, I know a lot of people just say Hawaii. I often do as well. You only really know the difference until you have someone who's actually from there say it to you.
Right.
In my experience. But I was like, oh, good for Mr. J for finally.
He said Pella, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, he was the one.
What the concept for this commercial?
Concept is strong.
Mm-hmm.
The concept is walking and lost.
Friendship, but also fashion.
Sheer blouses. You know how you always hike in a sheer blouse?
So you don't see the sweat, Hannah.
case it gets just a little colder, you can put on the sheerest blouse.
And then, as they are getting ready, Nigel just roams in the background, and Jay goes, "Oh, you probably saw him walking around. Nigel's shooting you today. What happened?"
And Nicole goes, "I was wondering."
He is back in a vintage Nigel mobster meets ice cream parlor employee button down.
Can I ask a question to our straight male listeners, all three of you? Because I think often I'm actually pleasantly surprised that Nigel wears some daring and bold prints, let's call them, whether or not you think they're successful. He's like not afraid of a bright color, right?
Yeah, but that's usually in the form of a thick stripe.
Yes.
Sure. I'm not saying they're great. I'm saying he's not afraid of something that traditionally you might see as a little bit more feminine.
On
all right?
Easter. Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly. Why are they never fitted? Why are they so
It
boxy?
seems
And
like-
truly, was this just the look? Was this the thing? Do people just not like button downs that are fitted? Like, I don't understand why they're so ill fitted always. Because it feels like he's trying to make a fashion moment happen, but just got the sample size.
It always looks to me like he's a kid in a production of Guys and Dolls.
Yeah.
Because they're too big.
Sure.
I don't know. It maybe because he was a model. I'm going to totally speak out of my ass at this point.
Sure.
Maybe because he was a model and he's a little older now. Maybe he has some body dysmorphia and is all about covering up, because we don't really ever see Nigel in anything tight.
Form fitted, yeah.
And
No, that's Mr. J's thing.
exactly. And I think maybe that's also why it's like the direct comparison. It makes Nigel's clothes look even blousier.
Sure.
That's an
It's
interesting
just-
take.
It's
I
just also,
mean-
yeah. And look, we're all clearly just theorizing here. I just find it kind of fascinating that over cycle by cycle, he's been consistent in that he doesn't mind a big, bold color choice, but also it feels like,
Circus tent.
yeah, always.
Fit.
It's just, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't feel like it was like of the moment. It feels like that's just Nigel.
I think it is just Nigel.
Yeah. I love Nicole, our game player, going, I've used the product for 2 years.
And I was going to bring up that moment as well because they forced Tiana once again to make casual conversation about the CoverGirl product. So you think you're ready to represent the Lash Blast product? No wire brush? We're just hanging out like gal pals.
What up, girlfriend? Fellow Lash Blast past mama.
I love mascara on my eyes. You know what I'm not scared about? Lash Blast Exact Mascara.
Mr. J clearly wants to spend as little time doing this as possible,
Oh, yeah, done.
including saying things like, let's beat through this day,
I don't know what that
which
means.
captions crunched into just beat through the set, which doesn't make more sense.
I would actually
different
weirdly
sense.
argue less sense.
Jonathan Mannion is the director of the commercial, and Nigel is taking their pictures. And I wrote,
We all wrote.
what happened to Jimmy DeYonker?
I said, how dare you give us Nigel in place of Jim DeYonker?
We lost out on Hawaiian style Jimmy DeYonker. Imagine the straw hat and the Hawaiian brown color that he would have worn for that button-down shirt.
I want a DeYonker family Hawaiian kloofing reunion.
Yes. So they also make this deal that's so stupid because since it's just two of them, it makes so much less sense about like when you're a top model, you're doing multiple things. And by that, I mean, there's two of you and there's two tasks. So you're each going to do the other task while the other one's doing the other task. I'm like, that's not a busy day. That's just how you should do this.
Use of
always.
time, like responsible use of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it freaked anyone else out, but it was so weird seeing them take photos first. And I know that clearly one was taking photos while the other was doing the commercial, but we have always, every cycle, seen them shoot the commercial, do the photo shoot.
Oh, yeah. Especially since we saw no footage of them being shot for the B-roll.
Yeah.
That only appears way later in the episode. You only see their like to camera.
Nigel gives a huge compliment to Nicole by saying that she came to set and was ready to have her photograph taken.
The bare definition of a working model who is working.
Who is showing up.
And then he gives her a hug that envelops her. It is the huggiest of hugs.
It is a very huggy hug.
Nigel did not watch the episode where we learned about smizing because Laura was thinking of two delicious things, milkshakes and kitty cats. Now, did I say that meant she was Alf earlier in the cycle? Yes. But it wasn't a wrong thing that she learned. But Nigel
I think
said
that was Brittany. Everyone loves
Brittany.
a kitty cat. And also, they clearly have Roger.
Yeah.
They
Also,
love cats. It's a cat house.
I would argue that kitty cats would inspire more emotion than Lash Blast Mascara.
Mm-hmm. Or just getting railed on the beach, which is what Nigel suggests.
Most people think of their boyfriend or travel.
Your traveling boyfriend.
I just love that he can't understand his dear friend Laura, the only contestant he's ever made a friend with, doesn't want to think about banging 24/7.
Thought we had so much in common, Laura.
Okay, let's talk about the criticism that Nicole gets while filming her take, because this is one of the weirdest things I've ever heard. And I feel like they just made it up to have drama.
Yes, what were the judges seeing in this commercial where I saw a perfectly fine CoverGirl commercial?
Now, do I think she did actually a little poorer than her other commercial? I do. I think she psyched herself out a little bit. But when
She
they
also
go
had wind in
into-
her face.
when they hashtag start the conversation about privilege with Nicole and say that you look like you sound like you live this privileged life and you don't even care about CoverGirl Lash.
Apologize to this mascara. Care about her.
The irony of being like, you in that blouse hiking in Hawaii look privileged.
Also, Nicole's definitely never said this word out loud because she goes privileged. And I was like,
Well, we know that Nicole over enunciates sometimes.
Yeah.
It's
I
such
love it.
It's like they needed to double down on her personality issues where it's not enough to be awkward. Now you have to be a snob. Because to me, the take came across very much awkward kid trying to be cool.
Yeah.
Like doing a casual lean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When we get a talking head of Nicole being like, snotty, I'd rather have a booger in my nose.
Wordplay, right?
That's relatable, right? I did like him going, we're going to mark take 22. Like, oh, devastating.
We didn't talk about Laura's commercial take, but I just wanted to say, Laura says at one point, when dyslexic people are frustrated, it just makes it worse.
Mm.
And all credit to Laura for walking us through dyslexia and the show for letting her do so.
Talk to it, yeah.
I would argue that it's a universal truth
Agreed.
that when people get frustrated, they do worse at things.
I would agree.
But it was nice to see Laura not crumble. And also later you'll see we got one complete take, which shows the progression because we really didn't get a complete take in her first commercial.
Yeah.
I agree. She does really well.
Also say, credit to makeup artist and maybe the product itself. I think both of them looked really nice.
Yeah.
And it was clearly focused on eye makeup.
Yes,
Like
I would agree.
Like you could tell even without the copy, like, oh, this is probably an ad for mascara. Right?
Yeah.
I actually that time wasn't even trying to pronounce it to be funny. That is what the word is to me now.
Welcome to our ugly home.
Reddit is back for a historically hideous season.
It's our 100th ugly house. This place is mayhem. That is impressive.
And if these walls could talk,
Do you cry a lot?
I do.
they'd have a lot to say.
What in God's name is this pit?
Don't get too close.
You know, if you see the show, I'm a scaredy cat.
Ugliest House in America season premiere Wednesday at 8 on HGTV.
I had that dream again. My small business needs to hire, but I don't use LinkedIn, and I hire an energy vampire. But also, they're a literal vampire. And suddenly, my team is spending all their time sharpening wooden stakes and buying bulk silver and rehearsing ancient chants, and then I wake up.
Don't let hiring nightmares ruin your dreams. LinkedIn Jobs' new AI assistant takes insights from over 1 billion professionals to create a short list of the best fits for you. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/quality. Start hiring today with LinkedIn.
Oh, it's such a clutch off-season pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
Visit Blinds.com now for up to 45% off site-wide and free professional installation. Rules and restrictions apply.
This is the last time we get to ask this question. Who is the hula statue? Aaron or Jen?
Oh, no.
I thought it was Jen.
I'm on board with that.
As we'll find out later, though, they all get reconstituted into people.
Released from their prisons.
Yes.
Can we talk about the mirrors in this bathroom?
Sure.
I think it's a camera thing?
They're huge. They're at a weird place on the wall. And they are surrounded by very glued on shells.
Yes. I worried about the angle from the wall at which they were placed. Because they're short or because cameras?
Yeah, one of both is true.
Did not seem like a bathroom mirror.
That being said, though,
no,
I've been in many a guest bathroom where the theme is shell.
Yeah, why have we decided guest bathroom needs to be beach themed?
And a kitchen's a farm.
I wasn't surprised by the presence of shells, but these looked just very like, yep, we smacked 18 shells on, let's ship it out.
They probably didn't even clean them out, so that's hermit crabs are crawling all over that place.
I'll take it over ants.
True.
Someone took a break from their vacation with their family and friends to shimmy into the house.
So I had to rewind this because the caption said, "Hi, ladies." Because of course it did.
Yeah.
But the first time, I did not hear the word ladies because I guess Anna's just very excited to do a home visit because it comes out like, "Hi, ladies."
It's the wiggling fingers.
I recognize this, and I was waiting to see when it happened because Anne Choquette herself uses this GIF a lot, and she used it when she was like, as soon as I'm able to hug my friends again after the pandemic, and she uses that. That's very fun. I noticed, and look, it's because it's the petite cycle. I was like, wow, Anne Choquette is tall. I know we've kind of mentioned it before, but I looked it up, and she has actually tweeted about her height. So I have it straight from the Choquette mouth. She is 5'10", just like Tyra, and she wears most days 4-inch heels. Yeah. So she is 6'2". And I'm like, oh yeah, she is a lot taller than these two petite models that have to wear flats.
Oh yeah.
Do your business, Anne.
I loved it.
So the tradition of this cycle being low budget means we have to shoot in the house. Except, in a very confusing twist, Gilles Ben Simone,
the world famous
Gilles Ben Simone, is shooting them. Is this his Hawaiian house?
Maybe there was a room in the house they were never let into, and he just sauntered out one day.
Just the coffin cracked open.
Tyra calls. She said, "Gilles, remember that you wanted me to come visit?"
I've never seen this red hat picture of Tyra that they show that he shot. It's really gorgeous. It's really pretty. I know this is going to sound so silly because obviously she's a supermodel and she's worked for decades, but it's kind of incredible just how many pictures of Tyra there are. I know that sounds stupid, but because she also shot new ones for this show, I feel like I'll forever be discovering new Tyra photos that just exist in the world.
And Choquette gives a Choquette several list that starts with Naomi and ends with Tyra.
And she puts so much respect on Tyra's name that it becomes disrespectful.
Anne's sitting there like, you can't whisper Tyra. She's told you. You have to scream it. Scream it, Anne. Giselle and Tyra.
The styling for this 17 shoot. Full arm warmers.
What are those?
Over the elbow.
They're all so silly. The first Laura outfit that you're currently describing knocked me off my couch.
18 pounds of jewelry.
They've got shit to sell in 17, Anna.
I'm sorry. That first outfit was one of the most hideous things we've ever seen anyone put on.
Crazy.
Yeah. That picture is why someone doesn't win this show.
Well, and that's the thing is we see some like takes and we have Anne being like, this is a really strong top 2 and blah, blah, blah. All the pictures we see are really good. I wish we would see these compared in the show.
Yes.
Agreed.
Because obviously it's going to have an impact on the decision.
Yes,
of course.
It's a prize.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I love Vacation and Choquette just drinking champagne while on set.
Oh my God.
Giving some great narrator.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know she would, but it's great to have it confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
Tyra Vault Elements.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, I somehow just missed this Tyra Mel. And then later, I mean, to be clear, way later in the runway show, I was like, oh, is the theme elements? Like, way too late.
To be fair, the show tells you as little as it can possibly get away with about the runway show until it's actually happening in front of you.
And it's such a weird time to put the Tyra mail because there's a whole other segment.
Yeah, it's the return of the Tyra one-on-one talks.
Segment. She used to be good at the one-on-one talks, right?
Well, now it's just the Tyra show.
And that's the problem. The creepy wannabe Oprah energy of both of these interviews was a sight to behold.
You're right, though. They did used to be sweet. Like, I still remember the Cycle 3 ones where she also brought her mother in.
Right.
These used to be genuine, and I like the idea of returning to them. We have said that we have missed them, and it is something that I'm like, okay, if we did have to lose a top 3 and only do a top 2 in the finale, I like that they would theoretically spend some of the extra time talking about themselves. But the problem is that these two are only going to repeat their same story again.
Also, why does Tyra feel the need to explain to Nicole the show?
From the very first moment where Tyra says, come on in, when she is sitting outside
in their house.
Chaos.
The lighting is different too. It felt like a segment for the Tyra show.
It did.
It was just Tyra, a bad interviewer, interviewing Nicole, a bad interviewee.
I can't believe, like, I'm 5'7" and I'm here.
How does it feel being, how tall are you again?
I haven't watched the other credits in a while.
One of the tallest.
Also, in the childhood photos of Nicole, they choose to do a wild thing. And that is spotlight Nicole. Like, we can't figure out who, because she looks exactly the same.
And nothing like the rest of her family.
No.
Like, she's the only redhead most of the time. It's so easy to point her out. She has the same haircut.
This vacation got so much airtime.
None of them are childhood photos. It's all
last year.
Spring break.
To the Grand Canyon.
I also love the choice for both of them to put this super grainy effect over all home videos. Y'all. That's not what a home video looks like. It's like crackled with age.
A good thing that I like that came from Laura is that I appreciated after she gave us a recap of her story that she said that both getting to college and top model is a big deal.
Yes, but that was a new storyline. We've never heard that Laura is in college.
Because the show doesn't care about it, but she put it in the perfect place in the sentence that it couldn't be edited out. And I'm so glad that she said that. Not that you have to go to college to be successful, but clearly Laura struggled in an academic setting because of her dyslexia. And it's nice that she doesn't think of just top model as the only thing, because so much of her storyline has been like, I want to be a role model for my younger siblings.
Successful model is usually the prism through which we see that.
Yeah.
So it was nice to hear another dimension to it.
Well, and that's all we got last time with Laura in the last episode.
And to be fair, it's kind of all we've gotten from her, Sunday, everybody.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did they for real interrupt Mr. and Miss J? Because it actually seemed like Jay was like, and they're here.
I don't know what was happening.
It seems like a bit to me.
But I was like, your acting's gotten really good, because I was like, oh.
Especially since Miss J did not care. Miss J was like, oh, they're here.
Miss J could have had their pants off and been like, hey, bitches, shorties, what's up?
And now finally something I like that happened, truly. Oh.
What is it?
I thought you guys were going to be like, and I'm going to complete your sentence, JW. No, you're being polite conversationalist and letting me finish. Something I like is we get the return of the finalists who are definitely still trapped in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, but Mr. J fully lies and is like, we've never done this before. People that were eliminated have been are going to walk in the show. And it's like, that happens every season.
They just don't tell us. So I get it from a show perspective. I like that the show has decided which is everyone's top photo. Because Aaron's is Tyra Scarf.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sunday's is Make Me Tall, the like warehouse height one, which I don't. I would have gone circus.
Yeah. I would have gone scarf.
Sure. Brittany horse. And Jennifer baby photo in the sand.
I mean, that was a really great one.
I'm just shocked that they didn't do the screaming one because that was her literal whole thing.
They couldn't do all scarves.
I mean, but if they'd done all scarves, that would have been like cool because Brittany won that. Sunday looked great. Jennifer, that's all they talked about.
Especially since apparently they took the idea of that shoot and brought it right onto the runway.
Well, and then the editing makes it seem like Tiana arrived late to the show.
That's because she was getting constantly stopped for autographs.
Jesus Christ.
That's the life of a cover girl in action.
And this is a Julia Clancy fashion show.
Who presents that information, Alexander? Who presents it? Aboard Vanessa Geldbach. So we're basically going to do a fitting. The designer wants to meet you and all that.
Here she is.
I have shared with Hannah and JW the screen of Julia Clancy's website. Julia Clancy has no formal education in fashion.
Here's the thing. I'm not going to be mad at someone making a killing on caftans, turbans, and sleep masks.
Guys, I want everything in this collection. I don't like the fashion show, but listeners...
the fashion show is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Oh, this is turbans, gorgeous.
These are the caftans.
A lot of diverse models, too.
Mm-hmm.
It is
great eye makeup. Whoever did the makeup.
Their jumpsuits. This is luxury lounge resort wear.
Mm-hmm.
For as little as we saw of her, too, she seemed very sweet, very nice.
But if rich listeners out there, I know you're out there, if you wanted to buy these things, wouldn't hate it.
Alexander, I will tell you that I specifically checked the price on caftans to see if I could afford to get you one. Can I?
No. I can't afford. They're so
They
expensive.
are luxury caftans.
Luxury bespoke caftan. I'm showing JW now. Look at these. Look at them.
Feast your eyes.
Alexander, it fills me with so much joy to find something that you ironically love from start to finish.
Look at this price tag.
Website of Julia Clancy.
Look at the price tag, JW.
It's too small. What does it say?
$10,000.
Purchase. Guys, this is a great time to remind you about anchor.fm/podleadum.
The Caftan Fund.
But would wear literally everything.
We will all, if you buy it for us, the three of us will all wear it as one big unit and we will take a photo.
Then we get the Shadow spin-off show that we've apparently been building toward, starring Bria Murphy, daughter of Eddie Murphy, as so helpfully Tyron.
Yeah, no model was in that Tyron.
Yeah, it's so odd. I was like, wait, is she in the show or in the audience?
It feels like Hannah's spinoff theory is correct. And it's like, oh, we did this whole cycle because Eddie Murphy paid us some money.
Because Bria is 5'3".
Yes.
Ah, interesting.
I did look her up. She appears to be a pretty successful visual artist and gallery owner.
Cool.
Went to her Instagram. Some of her work is really gorgeous. So good for you, Bria.
Nice.
You got just enough in the show to make us see you, and then nothing bad will happen to you because of it.
Yep.
Truly the best of top model math.
Mr. J undersells something for the first time in his life when he says, oh, that's a lot of glitter. Guys.
This glitter. Imagine.
Could you imagine these clothes?
Gone. Destroyed. Terrible. I was at a party last night, brag, and there were tiny, and I mean tiny, teeny, tiny gold glitter trees on the table, and my jeans still have glitter on them. And it was like barely any glitter. So can you imagine the cleanup? And they just keep going ham on this glitter up until the moment they walk out. There are makeup people just blowing it in people's
Vincent
faces.
Okendo is just going.
They are shellacked in glitter.
Oh, that must have been so uncomfortable. Then we do American Idol style, who do you want to win interviews. And everyone says Laura and Brittany is neutral.
Well,
Erin says, other than me, Laura,
Yes.
because Erin will never change, and I love it.
and this is so bizarre. In the recap, and this is like the minute I said, like, is spoilery, so that's why they showed it after. In the recap, they make it seem like Brittany says Nicole. They cut out the second part about Laura.
Because it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
That everyone was like, Laura, other than me, Laura. Oh,
That's my
obviously
baby.
Laura. And Brittany was like, I'm going to be diplomatic.
Nicole could win, or Laura.
Those
It's
are your
a
options.
50-50 chance.
Or, as Laura says, a 50% chance. And my brain lost. I was like 50%. That's not how you say that.
This first outfit that Nicole has to wear.
Jellyfish.
Now look,
Jellyfish.
we're about to see on this runway that one of these girls is good at walking and one of these girls is Nicole.
Mhm.
But this outfit that they put her in that she will later have to wear to judging is, I think, the ugliest finale outfit that anyone has had to be in for that length of time.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Also, weirdly, no, we get arrival of Eddie Murphy, but we do not get an entrance for the panel. That is gone.
Well, and let's talk about why I think why.
Is it real?
Yeah. Did you see the size of this audience? This was hundreds of people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
everything looked so real.
That's true. So the elements kind of play a role. So the first element is fire, where we see...
Life-size diorama.
Yes.
I would argue fire plays no role except red light district.
Yeah, red light. And Tiana walking not very well. Not a great episode for Tiana.
Not
It was a tough dress.
It was a tough dress, but
Yeah.
woof.
I mean, she only looks good in comparison to Nicole's shoulder walk.
One thing, the small thing I will give to Nicole is that she's clearly trying hard.
Yes.
She is. Yeah, absolutely.
But it is big steps and big shoulders to match.
Especially because Laura walks better than we've ever seen Laura walk before, especially in the wind cycle.
Yeah. The song that's playing doesn't exist according to the internet anywhere.
And yet we hear more of it than any song we've ever heard.
Do it. Make me real busy. Round and round the world you get dizzy. In the convertible, but my head ain't frizzy. I do it big and make it look easy. Do it. I do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it.
It was it kind of slapped.
Wasn't bad.
Wasn't hate it.
Couldn't find it.
Huh.
It was nice not to have something weirdly sexual.
Agreed. Also,
Yeah,
I
this
think
was just about driving.
sung by a woman helps
Yes.
in
indeed.
these final things.
So then it's time for wind, and they are given just bolts of raw silk. I'm going to say, which is
That's
heavy.
It's
That Laura was like, I thought it was going to be a little tissue, but it's like a quilt.
And the wind is strong.
How did they achieve this?
Don't
Because
know.
it actually looked like it was tough for them to walk forward.
I think it was above, but all the way down.
Like where eagles soar.
Yes.
And poor Nicole, it looks worse, not only in comparison to Laura, but to all of the other girls for this taking off the scarf bit.
Laura does it like a expert that this is what she's been doing all her life.
Actually, tiny gay gasp when Laura took it off because it was, and her face didn't change a millimeter. And then Brittany and Sunday did it pretty well too.
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay.
And then for the third and final element,
Which, don't worry, you can get these wet because these are not Julia Clancy's.
What? We gotta shoehorn in one more element. We're not gonna get to all of them, But we'll shoehorn one more in. And to make that happen, we're going to grab random bathing suits.
Well, this is because conspiracy theory. Julia Clancy was backstage at that runway show. She heard Jay say, "Cut that dress off the girl." And she said, "Okay, we're done. No more of my clothes. I'm going home." And Jay went, "Oh, fuck." I guess just we're in Hawaii, bathing suits. Sent a PA down the block to grab 10 bathing suits to come back and put them on these people.
They're like, just show them the volcano for 10 minutes while we figure it out.
I mean, so then they walk in rain and have a top 6 orgy.
Yeah, there's a lot of rubbing up on each other.
Can the bottom 4 worship the top 2 was so weird. And then Julia walks a third of the runway, does not like that the water is still dripping, and leaves.
I'm telling you, Julia did not approve of this runway show and was pissed at Mr. J.
Then Tyra comes backstage with the energy of a friend who just saw me perform in a terrible off Broadway play.
I wrote that Tyra came backstage with the energy of JW talking to my dogs when he first walks into her apartment. Like dumb little children.
You guys really did a good job. Both of you, like, very, very nice. Did you like the wind? You know, the air that moves, the wind? I love wind.
Hannah, I loved your costume. Oh my God.
You should be very proud of yourselves.
I do talk to your dogs like dumb little children. They are.
I'm not arguing. It's just those two scenarios shoved together is Tyra's energy for wet hugs.
And then says, "I think you're going to go to bed tonight nervous, but you did a good job."
Sweet dreams.
Then we get to one of the weirdest, longest final judgings ever.
Oh my God.
To the point that I'm going to say right now, we'll get to it, but did y'all forget there was a CoverGirl commercial?
Yes.
And when they brought it up, I was like, what? Oh, right.
Well, apparently they went through every photo in chronological order, even though thankfully they didn't make us watch all of them, because at one point Tyra skips 4 photo shoots ahead, but says this next photo shoot.
Interesting. Miss J's poofy sleeves, they over poofed them to make a moment happen, and it looks so dumb.
So dumb. Tyra's yellow jumpsuit looks good.
Yes. Cute. She looked cute at the fashion show too.
It's one of her like simpler looks too.
Yeah.
Nigel and Tyra try to pretend that Nicole did a good job on the runway.
We don't hear from Miss J.
Not a peep.
He does say something about the shoulders, I think. But
later in private panel.
Yeah.
Does Tyra forget Jay's last name? Because when she's introducing him, it's like she had a brain fart and didn't remember Alexander.
How can anyone forget the joyous name of Alexander?
I have no idea.
Well, when segueing into talking about the runway show, she says, "Now you ladies did a fashion show, and now it is time to talk about how both of you all did in that fashion show."
It's a little interesting that Mr. J isn't there, because it's become a little bit of a tradition for him to often be here as the guest for the final panel.
So weird to see only 3 people sitting
so
there.
So sparse.
Yeah. So Nicole is wearing the dress that much maligned by Hannah. I would still argue of the two, agreeing with what you said, Hannah, I would still argue that, as always, one of them got the finale winner dress and Laura got cocktail attire.
Yeah, this mirror dress was also not cute.
Yeah, she looks way better though.
Yeah, I agree. Because it
doesn't read finale gown
it does not.
to me.
No. It doesn't read big.
It just always feels like one of them gets the good dress, even if it's pretty or ugliness aside.
The dynamic of this whole judging is so strange to me, because I'm like, they prove that Laura is the winner, and then she doesn't win.
They even, I would say, from the photo shoots, it's a Laura 3, Nicole 2.
Well, they pick one, they show us one photo for each that isn't great.
Yes.
Sure.
Well, let's go over them. Right. Let's go. Yeah.
So first one is
we start
Baby.
with Baby.
Nicole, I think, wins this.
I see fire, and not because you're a redhead.
So dumb. I mean, you iconically didn't love the Laura photo because of the baby. I do think that regardless, Nicole does edge out a little bit.
Yeah.
Then we skip the racetrack and go to
because Brittany won that. We've seen the top photo.
Go to elongation,
which is clearly Nicole's.
Her best photo of the cycle.
Yeah,
Laura's is so bad.
Laura's worst.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, all of the ones from last episode were terrible, but discounting that,
sure.
Then we have scarves, which Laura.
That's I remember going on record saying I hated Nicole's photo. So full Laura to me. Although I will say, overall, I didn't realize it until this. I think they were actually two of the weaker for me in the whole group. There were so many scarf photos that I liked better.
Oh, for sure.
I'm kind of surprised they showed this at all.
Neither of these were that great. Well, they had to show one of Tyra's and they couldn't show the photo shoot that shall not be named.
Yeah.
Sure.
I will say that they've completely done away with the whole Laura's only good if you put wind in her face, which was Tyra's whole thing from that shoot.
Ironically, because they just put so much wind in her face and she did so well, they could have been like, wow, she really needs that wind.
Then it was Cirque du Soleil. Laura by far.
Oh, yeah.
And the show doesn't even pretend.
Then the next week, they skipped 3 of them.
Yep.
The Wuxia, the Eyelights commercial, and the Hoppa shoot to go to Underwater.
Where Tyra reiterates that Russell James is one of her favorite photographers.
I didn't appreciate needing to name him again.
Jokes aside about how much we dislike, and specifically Alexander dislikes Russell James, why does Tyra always say that?
Yeah, it's practically TM'd.
Yeah.
I don't know. I prefer Laura's, canonically.
Yeah,
Same.
me too.
Yeah.
We thought Nicole should have bottomed 2, general, for that.
Yeah, the panel really liked Nicole's and continues to for some reason.
And then they skip Pella. And then they're like, oh, also, you guys did a CoverGirl commercial and an ad.
And I literally just wrote, wait, oh, right. We haven't seen this yet in my notes.
This music that they chose for the final ad.
What was this music choice? What was it?
Beyond that, this commercial is nothing.
I will say it is nothing.
The 3 of us could shoot this today on an iPhone.
And you were in Hawaii.
So much background that you could have used. That would have been so gorgeous.
I will say they did look like they were friends.
They looked like they were on a 3rd date.
Well,
the selfie they took was from like a fisheye lens perspective for some reason was so odd.
Their commercials. Laura, they talk about first. I think she's not as charming as she can be in this commercial.
She's a little stilted.
Mm-hmm.
She gained technical ability and lost some charm.
And here's the other thing I don't understand about our eventual result. Tyra says that she would see what Laura did in the commercial and know that she could do so much better, and that Tyra as the director would keep going, and so that's commendable. And if you're trying to make it look like a contest, why wouldn't you just say, I know how hard you worked and how much you've had to overcome because of your dyslexia, but I still think there's more, and that you, as you two just said, lost some of your natural charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a weird way to... This whole episode seems like they are building to a Laura win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you've mentioned earlier, Hannah. And I'll pause this right now, but just because we still need to talk about the other commercials, but I just say right now, I want to say, I think it's weird that she does not win.
Mm-hmm.
Not from a perspective of us and the math of anything or whatever. It seems like the show would want her to win.
The show seems so heavily in favor of Laura in this episode, and they do a convincing job.
Yeah. This is, I think, their most successful gaslight.
I would have been actually surprised in real time when this happened. And Nicole's is fine. It's just not as good as we know she can do.
And that constant smile is strange.
I do think, once again, the commentary of you threw your model out the door and forgot her, she seemed still very much like she was modeling to me in that ad.
I'd argue the stiltedness seems very model can't speak. But for the first time, maybe ever, both of their photos are great.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good. Got to give it to Nigel and them.
I think they put a little too much blush on Nicole.
Sure.
But the modeling in both photos is really good, and both of them look like mascara ads.
Yes.
I would even argue they both do. Laura specifically, the eye that's slightly closer to camera, you can tell, the eyelashes are more than normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can see like 1,000 eyelashes in her photo.
I think Nicole's, kind of ironically, I suppose, looks a lot like Cycle 5 Nicole's signature pose from the Dove ad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, wow. Just all Nicole's, love a lean in, gentle shoulder touch moment. But these are both good for different reasons and the same reasons, kind of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Laura is soft and friendly in her photo, which isn't necessarily what she does in photos.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She's always fierce.
Yeah, and I think Nicole is sexy in her photo. She's giving sexy.
And usually she's a little bit more contorty weirdo. So
Yeah.
it actually shows range for both of them.
The one time I'll agree with Tyra is when she said chill but focused for Nicole and the photo. I think that's apt.
Mm-hmm.
Nigel says a gross statement about Laura.
Oh my God.
If I could wolf whistle,
I would.
I would.
I would.
Can you imagine not only saying that, but saying it about your own work?
To a person's face? At work?
Guys, every time I read one of my tweets, I'm like, oh, if I could whistle.
This is also the moment I noticed. Thank God they allowed them to wear heels in panel for the first time.
I truly didn't even notice. That's fascinating. It's like they earned it.
You've literally ascended.
And then Nigel said a phrase that absolutely dissolved my mind. I think you've helped prove how that it's irrelevant, really, how tall you are. Exactly. They're photos and commercials. It doesn't fucking matter how tall they are, does it? Petite, who are petite-ing?
The show is also going hard on this is the first petite America's Next Top Model. Like there were going to be more petite cycles or perhaps an entire spinoff.
And I'm going to say right now, there should have been.
Yep.
Yes. This proves
Make it happen, Cycle 25.
How many good models they had.
All the feedback we've gotten from a lot of folks is Cycle 13 is one of their favorites. Like listeners are like, yeah, Cycle 13 is great. And a lot of it's like fresh personalities, new perspectives, soft reboot of the series, as we found out.
Private panel.
Okay, this private panel is Tyra interviewing the two others.
Yes.
It's very polite fashion crossfire.
Cross stitch.
Ooh, your best joke ever to end the cycle.
We find out that both contestants have body proportion issues that we've never heard about before.
Guys, I'm just realizing this proves my point about Nigel from earlier in this episode.
Oh, the dysmorphia.
He said all models have body issues. Oh.
I did think it was hilarious of the show to try to prove Nigel's point about Nicole having slightly wider hips with the photo where she's wearing a jumpsuit with exaggerated hips.
Hammer bands, literally. Okay. One thing I'll say, and this is pretty consistent to me, cycle by cycle, is that in the final judging, the final top two, who wins it, it always feels like we get a lot of new storylines.
Yep.
It also feels like it's the most, in some ways, actually analytical conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Where all of a sudden they're having a real conversation about the two of them. And I kind of wish more private panels. And I understand you early on, you have over 10 people. It's a lot to talk about and edit in. But I was like, this is the kind of conversation I wish we had all the time. Tyra's weird interviewing style aside, like we actually got conversations about them in a figurative sense and a literal sense about their modeling ability.
I'd agree.
I would agree, except that Jay doesn't have a lot of nice things to say about Nicole, but feels compelled to say words by Tyra, which leads to things like, I would look at her and I would kind of go, ooh, okay, this is you, stop.
Well, the problem is, I think, we have chopped around Jay so much in this panel. This is the first time they get to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we are just kind of like, I don't know, like I said, chopping it together. Because I think it's him that says about the markets.
The shoulders.
The shoulders. But also the markets that they would each work in.
Yes.
And I think this is so spot on.
Mm-hmm.
Because he says, Laura, beauty, America. Like that market is Laura.
Mm-hmm.
And then for Nicole, high fashion, Milan. I think is also really accurate.
Which is interesting to me. that they don't make a bigger deal out of that, considering what the next cycle is going to be.
I agree.
And the fact that, being at the petite cycle, I think they could have an interesting conversation about, well, is it realistic for there to be someone that's high fashion and petite, or is that more of a commercial thing? We've had that discussion in pieces before the show. Is it better to set someone up for success?
Tyra says America's Next Top Models for some reason.
But that's not what it is, Alexander. It's just America's Next Top Model. That was her joke.
Plurals work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Tyra, now that there's a top 2, she's like, I know you've been a top 2 for longer than most, but you can't both win. Did you know? Did you hear?
There is zero suspense. They're like, Nicole wins. And then they show the Pella photo.
It was very strange to me because I feel like this is the first time ever we don't get a shot of Nicole's reaction to winning. It cuts away from her immediately. And the first thing we see is her running to Tyra for a hug, for a dry hug.
I think Laura's reaction was just bigger to losing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Laura's makeup immediately melts off her face.
Poor Laura.
And her hair explodes. And this was an interesting, because I think Tyra genuinely likes Laura.
Sure.
And she changed her voice in a way I've never really heard Tyra's voice before, where it was like an Anne Choquette level whisper of her being like, hey, you're beautiful inside and out. Not so few people can say that, like blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
Is it possible?
Felt real.
Yeah. Is it possible, because there were only 3 of them, that Tyra wanted Laura to win and got outvoted?
But I can't see after that runway
Miss J
going for Nicole.
I think her portfolio, though, is stronger than Laura's on the whole.
It is, on the whole. I just don't understand why the episode didn't edit to make it more suspenseful in the way where Nicole seems like a legitimate winner.
Oh, yeah, or edit us to, be more endeared to Nicole, because they just endeared us to Laura the entire time.
I also have a petite conspiracy theory. Is the reason that Nicole won because she's 1 inch taller than Laura?
Well,
I wonder about the 17 photos.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Tyra really hammers home her work ethic, which is interesting. And once again, I wish it would have come up more in private panel, because that's not a bad argument to make, is we want the girl who works really hard, but maybe it would have come across strange because it wasn't like Laura wasn't working hard.
Sure.
Yeah. I'm a dork and I'm America's Next Top Model, and does a thumbs up.
And proves that she's a dork.
Yep.
Because she learned to embarrass herself and to speak.
Which was a struggle.
And Laura overcame her dyslexia, and so it's no longer a problem. Just like Sunday didn't overcome her asthma, and will
They
always
really
be
do
her
word
problem.
it in a way that makes it sound like she fixed it or something.
Yes, because I think that's what Tyra believes. Then they leave Jay behind with no acknowledgement.
He was going to go have fun with Laura.
Yeah.
And then we actually take photos together that are the actual photos later that aren't photoshopped.
Well, let me just say this. Maybe there's a reason for that Photoshop. Because these are, I think, some of the weakest winter photos we've ever had.
Because Tyra is a bad model. And then the outro voiceover. Nicole entered this competition as the shy, awkward redhead, but has slowly evolved into a beautiful and charismatic girl. Nicole is so confident in her ability to model, and she's made her awkwardness a strength, creating her very own signature style of posing. Congratulations, Nicole. Now represent for the shorties everywhere. Since when was Tyra looking into the future and listening to our podcast and speaking like me?
Yeah, right. Oh, I love it.
The only thing that could have made that better for me is if she had thrown it back to Nicole's interview and said, that girl who used to sit in the bathroom is now America's Next Top Model.
I really do wish she'd said that. Can you believe? People who don't have friends all the time can also have careers. What a dream.
Like me, Tyra.
She has a friend, and it's Tasha Smith.
Canonically, she doesn't have many friends.
I said she has one, and it's Tasha.
Not anymore. They've had a falling out. No, I don't know. But that's why she's not on the show anymore.
So this is going to be an interesting like update on both of them. Like I've way more on Nicole, mostly because Laura is going to come back as an all-star.
Yeah, I was going to say, I assumed you were going to save Laura mostly.
Yeah, I want to give a couple of quick Laura things though.
Great.
Just because we all love Laura, right?
Yeah.
Laura Kirkpatrick.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Right after the conclusion of the cycle, there was a poll where she was voted fan favorite. And as a reward, she got a 6-month rent-free apartment stay in New York City to pursue modeling opportunities.
That's great.
Nice. Sounds made up just for this.
But
well, what's funny is she ended up, I think, being represented by Ford Models as one of their very few petite models. So I think it might have worked out.
Yeah.
I don't know if those are directly related. I couldn't confirm that. She also, it seems like pretty recently, started doing stuff behind the camera as a photographer and has her own Instagram based on that. And it says, spent 10 years in front of the camera. Now I'll spend 10 more behind the camera. This is a safe place for POC and trans flag.
Nice.
Yeah. And then email to book and all that good stuff. So that's a little, a petite, if you will,
Petite
of Laura.
update.
And we're going to get more of her in like 4 cycles. So her Instagram, she's still modeling quite a bit, still 4 brands, which is nice. It's not just like, you know, not that there's anything wrong for just modeling for the love of modeling, but it seems like she's also doing it, you know, professionally still. Thanks to thelist.com, there's a very recent, here's what Nicole Fox from America's Next Top Model is doing now. And that's her name, Nicole Fox. As a reminder, she was only 18 years old. And when
our youngest winner.
Wow.
Yeah. Turns out to be the youngest winner as in the history of it. And she continued to model. She did stuff for Forever 21, Steve Madden. She was represented by Paragon Model Management for a time. And she was even on The Bold and the Beautiful for like multiple episodes.
Wow.
However, she really didn't like the attention it gave her. She got quoted in a Denver publication, Westworld, that being followed by cameras was difficult for her. She said, in the beginning, when I disclosed my discomfort to some of the producers, they assured me that if I made it to the end, that in the end of those 2 months, I'd forget that they were even there. But boy, was that false advertising. She noted that she was extremely self-conscious and believed she was the only girl who really struggled with it. And so she's kind of left it behind. In 2012, she told Beautylish that the adjustment period was a little tough. Before the show, I was always a wallflower in school and I was very shy, honestly. Once the show ended, I had to deal with a bunch of publicity, all these new situations. Sometimes putting on an extroverted personality for all those events felt like I was wearing different masks. It didn't feel genuine. It didn't feel like me. Now she often goes by the name Nicole Abuhamada, and she's also a mom. She's offered a kid's book, Lipton Loves, which is about the adventures of a tabby cat as he moves throughout his day. And she had apparently an art Instagram page, but it is not currently working. And she's also continued to work as an actress. She's actually got a pretty long IMDb page you can check out. That Lipton Loves book, by the way, has a listing on Barnes & Noble and literally nowhere else, which is fine. But I'm like, oh, not even Amazon? We can't knock grandma's dead this?
Oh, my God.
Here's some interesting math about Nicole. She has second highest call out average of all the American winners at her 2.4. We haven't gone to the highest yet, but you can probably guess who it is. And Nicole's the third winner to have never appeared in the bottom 2 after Jasleen and McKee.
Sure.
And of all the winners, lowest call outs, Nicole's is the highest at 5th. So she never got 6 or less call out. So that means she's basically, I think Nicole in some ways is the most winningest winner we'll have.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fascinating given that the cycle was unique in that it was 5'7" and under. And we've got some interesting mailbag question. I think we should say, because she was 5'7", there's an interesting mailbag topic that addresses that too. But it's just kind of interesting that the petite cycle, beyond just being themed, had a very unique winner in some other ways, just that they were a powerhouse.
Yeah.
The finale was a rough note to end on for Nicole in a way that wasn't really her fault, and in a way that I don't think I would have felt if they weren't forced to spend a full 41 minutes on just 2 contestants.
Yeah.
Just too much space to fill reiterating narratives that were no longer relevant when, as you said, she's our winningest winner ever.
Yeah, you almost don't have to justify her win. And the more time you spend on her, the more you realize just how much you're going to make people want Laura to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I do wonder if they didn't have Jen in the top 3, because then you'd be like, wait, do we want Jennifer and Laura to be the top 2? You know,
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, we know Jennifer would have delivered a great commercial.
True. Absolutely.
So.
I do think it's interesting that it's hard to argue with her being the best model this cycle.
Oh, for sure.
Such a deserved win.
Mm-hmm. Even if it's not something you're going to get excited about, it seems right.
And because Laura was brought back for All Stars and did win this like fan favorite thing, it does feel like they
rectified
were like,
that.
oh, we realized that we got a really strong top 2. We got to make sure that everyone's happy no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
To kind of eulogize the cycle.
Yeah.
Fun note, while this was a petite season, it was not a petite season for my notes, because I filled an entire notebook on just this season, which is the first time that's happened.
A regular size notebook or a petite one?
A moleskin sized notebook.
Oh.
But I took a lot of notes this cycle because
this
I think
cycle's fun.
It is fun. There was a lot to like about this cycle.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot to also, even though I think, Hannah, you said this was one of your most rewatched ones. There was still stuff that, even though I also think it's one of my most rewatched ones, that I didn't remember. People like Bianca that I transformed my idea of who they were.
People like
show.
Jen, who were just a joy, it felt like, to re-meet.
Yeah, under the radar stars.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the birth of so many things that we think of as America's Next Top Model staples, beyond Smize.
Oh, yeah. It just, like we said before, it really was a soft reboot of the show. And weirdly, the middle. Like, even though they didn't know that they were going to be 24 cycles.
It is literally the second half of Top Model, though.
Yeah.
And I think what's a little disappointing is that because the season was so successful, and it was the first one that was themed in a contestant-y way,
mm-hmm.
I feel like later on they decided, okay, well, we're going to do that more often, but then they overdid it.
Or they just picked themes that weren't relevant to modeling.
Correct.
Yeah, because I would argue the one I'm least looking forward to is college.
Could you imagine, as much as we've all bitched about that one, what if that one is just like so fun? Because at least it's not like, I'm not looking forward to any of the ones with men. I'm just not as interested.
Not really.
But at least that one's
I'm always happy to spend time with Niall again.
Of course.
But he's only in one of the 3, Hannah.
I know.
And there's so much gross fighting.
I know.
But that all saying, maybe, I don't know. I'm hoping those are better than I remember. At least they'll be surprising. But I'm sad that it feels like Top Model didn't learn some of the good lessons for what made this such an enjoyable cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like after this cycle, and we can talk about what we're excited for 14.
Yeah.
They tried to make it more about fashion. And when that didn't help boost ratings, they were like, okay, let's go way more in the reality TV conflict direction, which is a shame when they really got both halves of that right for cycle 13 and then just couldn't find a way to take that forward.
Yeah.
And it was clearly a season on a budget too. And it shows that like expensiveness doesn't equal good television necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Though one of the things I am looking forward to with 14 is perhaps a more expensive production. Because there were some times where I was like, well, they're just cheating these shorts out of being models sometimes.
It does make you realize even more the modeling ability that was on display when you think of the cheap setups that we saw.
But sometimes I guess because it's Top Model, sometimes they use their money to buy setups that you, like full ice cream sculptures, and also you're covered in ice cream. Whereas with this, they're like gray box. And sometimes you're like, yeah, that's the more realistic commercial.
Yeah. I a little bit more expensive.
And we're going to get it because get ready for Vogue Italia.
I know this is a cycle that listeners are excited for. It's one that I don't remember well at all.
I meshed together the contestants from 14, 15, and 16 into one super cycle.
Yeah, part of me was expecting Jacqueline in next cycle, and she for sure is not.
She's fully in 16.
It's because Andre Leon Talley becomes the star of this show.
Yeah, which is also another thing I'm excited about, obviously.
Mhm.
I want, it really sorely missed having another voice at panel.
Yes.
And he's a big get. It's nice to have a fresh presence. And I do like the idea of Top Model being like, okay, we're going to make things as high fashion as possible, because it would be, as a contestant, excited to be like, oh, I think I know what Top Model is coming into Cycle 14. And then they're like, bigger, better. If I heard that the prize went from 17 to Vogue Italia, I'd be like, excuse me?
Mm-hmm. And it'll just be nice to have a fashion editor's presence on panel again.
Yeah.
And I mean, our quotes are going to be very easy.
I do need to tell you both that if you Google ANTM Cycle 14 and you look at the cast, this is what Google gives you for the initial cast. Krista White, sure.
Uh-huh.
Raina Hine, sure.
Uh-huh.
Takara Jones, Ross Matthews.
Wait, what?
Laura Kirkpatrick. Tinsley Mortimer. And Whitney Port.
Oh!
Give me the cycle.
Wow.
Whoa.
Yeah. So I'm ready.
My mind cannot process the information that you just said.
But I am excited. I think that's part of the moving on from here. One of the things I'm most excited about is a lot of this is going to feel very fresh to me.
Yes, I agree. Until we get to All-Stars.
All-Stars I memorize.
Well, you get excited about that for a different reason.
And if you're also excited for high fashion, and Tinsley Mortimer, you should rate, review, and subscribe to this podcast. We love hearing from you, your hot takes, your iced tea. You can also reach out to us at podleadum.com or send us something through the post.
The Tyra post?
The Tyra post. And to our petite P.O. Box vault.
It's very small. It's under 5'7". We can barely fit all the letters.
Inches. It is the extra small P.O. Box.
Guys, can we decorate our P.O. Box like the Tyra vault?
I mean, they don't seem to care much at this
yeah, right.
post office.
And y'all, next episode, we're taking a week, not a break, because you will get an episode, but a break before we start Le Cycle 14.
Which really is Le Cycle. Come on.
Yeah,
True Le Cycle.
True. Because we're doing a mailbag episode. Y'all have sent in more than ever. Look for that next Wednesday. We're excited about it. And then we'll get into Cycle 14.
You can find Alexander anywhere at Yet Charming. Come say hi to me on Instagram at Hannah Jane Ginsburg, or find JW on Twitter at JW Crumb.
And be sure to use the hashtag PodLeadum anytime you do, so that I don't literally just black out when looking through Twitter.
I was about to say, listeners are going to be like, why did Hannah step into her power?
Hey, ladies.
As Anne Choquette leaves, Hannah shimmies in. So for PodLeadum, I have been Alexander Price.
I'll be Hannah Jane Ginsburg.
And I'm JW Crump.
And we'll see you on top.
PodLeadum is not endorsed by America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks, 10x10 Entertainment, or any of their subsidiaries. It is intended for entertainment and informational purposes only. America's Next Top Model and all names, pictures, and audio clips are registered trademarks and copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.